Oh, that's fantastic to hear. Let's now get to the muscle and vintage cars. I mean, just the terminology, hasn't that got a ring to it? Let's drill down on what is a muscle car? What's your best muscle car? And have you ever bought a lemon?
Well, there's two ways to answer this. I can say I have a full shed of BMWs. I can say, my dad was a mechanic growing up, so I grew up in a workshop. He was a carburetor specialist, which is obviously a dying industry right now with fuel injection. So I grew up, around a block of factories. I was outside playing with a basketball, a soccer ball, football, but grew up around hot cars. So just something I always liked. I think a nice car is a way of expressing yourself and expressing unique tastes. Someone might not like the wheels you put on, but if you like them, that's all that matters. And so I like the late Peter Brock, big fan of Brocky and the Australian race history that he brought. So a couple of old school, Commodores, all original. I don't like to pick them up and try to find them in original form, and just a passion that I have away from the court that kind of takes my mind away from anything that's going on in my life and any negatives that I have, and I just jump on car sales and just research. Oh, that car's going up. That's kind of good for me because I got one of those. Or do I call this bloke and lowball him on this one, or you know what I mean? So, studying, that's been for sale for 18 months. I reckon I could lowball him, and it's worked a couple of times actually, and just stuff like that. So it's just a passion of mine. I really enjoy doing it. Nothing better than a nice sunny day in Melbourne, which is rare. To get out and just cruise around, go for a coffee with some family or friends, and just do the everyday things. I'm not a guy that's all Hollywood and into all the big lights. I like doing the finer things and just driving down the peninsula, getting a coffee and going home. That's a sensational day for me.
You like reading, Matthew? Give us an insight into the sort of books that you like reading. I've done a little bit of homework on you, and that one's, I'd like to drill down a little deeper on that one. You're together now, you're in a team. My goodness, you see Rio de Janeiro, but very surely you'll be back opposite one another again for a short while as well. So,
yeah, I think we both don't take a backward step, and I think that's why Delly's his journey in the league is very, very impressive. To go undrafted and then end up starting a game. How many games? 3 or 4 or 5 games in the NBA Finals.
Wow, great!
Absolutely sensational, and not just start him just to fill numbers. He made an impact. In my opinion, game 2 and 3 was won by Delly's energy and enthusiasm and passion. He's going to take hits. He puts his body on the line every night. Very smart, high IQ guy. Unfortunately, not the most athletic or...
Hey, I'm getting there. I'm heading in the right direction.
I'm saying that in a compliment, because to play in our league, the guys that he's guarding are very athletic, can jump over a hay bale. And for him to be, in the league and competing against those guys when he was labelled out of college as that he'll never make it in the NBA and blah, blah, blah. He's done a tremendous job, and he keeps proving people wrong. And I think his journey is the epitome of an Aussie athlete coming from Australia, especially overseas in the big show. And I couldn't say it at the time, but I was very proud of the way he played in the NBA Finals. Put his name on the NBA map, and I think he's going to have a very good career from it.
Delly Mania was a result. You obviously love one another, and you're going to do well together. Come the Olympics, it'll be terrific to take on Team USA. You get a chance there to, genuinely think we can pick up a medal.
Definitely, and we were talking about that today, and we don't really want to set a limit on what we can do, because we have all the tools there. Everyone's committed to the group. We've had a core group together for a while now, and now's the time to try to capitalise on that in Rio.
Started to talk just a little bit about Delly Mania. Were you aware of, you never leave anything on the boards out there. You went to the brink, during that final series, and ended up in hospital for a little while, dehydrated and travelling just average?
Yeah, average was definitely how I was feeling I think it was after game 3. Pretty much maxed it out, and after getting an IV, just pretty much whole legs just cramped up. I could feel them starting to twitch. Anyone who's played sports probably had a cramp, and you get that feeling when they're just about to go, and then the quads went, the hammies went, and the doctors went, and my legs were just locked up, and they couldn't get them to relax. So yeah, sat in the cold tub for 30 minutes trying to get that to stop, and then they thought, yeah, heading to hospital would have been the best form of recovery, because we had to play another grand final 2 days later. So yeah, it was interesting times, but definitely a good experience and something to learn from.
Well, you should cherish that, you know, those games, the victory and, you know, the pursuit of victory on both your behalves there.
Been labelled dirty at times, probably, but I don't see it as dirty. I got toe to line. If you want to be physical, no problem. And I think Delly's the same. I think the thing is, there's so many games and there's so much involved. The guys just kind of want to meander through. And if you're a superstar, you're not supposed to get hit. Nah. No. I got, you know, a bit of flack in the finals because I laid out LeBron at a point where, you know, we spoke about in the locker room, we needed some, you know, some presence and not let him get easy baskets driving down the paint. So I took that opportunity and fouled him hard, not as hard as he fell, but fouled him hard. And I think, you know, something that we needed at the time. And it is what it is. I'm happy to win a championship by saying, you know, was he over physical? Yeah, probably, but the ring definitely helps cure that that quote.
Hopefully I get one next year, I guess.
Yeah, mate. Fantastic. But I think just before we sit down to our dinner, how are you enjoying driving around in the BMWs?
It's definitely the best car I've driven around in. So, took it up to Maryborough last weekend and travelled very nicely. So, I appreciate you guys taking care of me.
How good's that?